Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Thank you for clicking on this video. I'm guessing if you've clicked on this video, you're a new mum like me. I currently have a 10-week-old little boy. He is having cuddles with his dad at the moment, so I'm going to get through this video as quickly as I can. If you're a new mum, you know that it is very rare to have 5 minutes to sit down and do anything, so I'm just going to do this as quickly as I can. But I think this video will be quite a long one, so make sure you've got a cup of tea or coffee. One thing that I have found very useful as being a new mum is a thermal flask. This isn't actually from Amazon, but I just thought I'd chuck it in the video. This actually keeps my coffee warm for nearly 2 hours. So first things first, I will definitely say that Amazon Prime is something you should 100% get. So when we first had Tommy, he had a bit of colic and we really didn't know what to do with it. First time mum, never gone through this before. I don't know how to fix colic or reflux or whatever it is, and we desperately needed some of these bottles, which are anti-colic bottles, and we were able to get them delivered the next day. And that is something that I think for a mum it really helps. So I would definitely say to get Amazon Prime if you are able to. I think it's about £7.99 a month, but it saves so much money. If you're like me and you just constantly buy and buy stuff from Amazon, the postage will add up, and if you've already paid for the month and you're also getting next day delivery with that, then it saves so much money. I'm going to go through everything. I've got it on a list, and I'm going to do a split screen so you can see me using the product on either that side or that side. I'm not sure how it's going to work, and I'm going to do separate sections. So the first sort of section I'm going to talk about is sleeping. So this, I'm just about to turn it on. This has saved me so many hours of trying to shush my baby to sleep. This is a star nightlight. It's called Newest Starlight. It was £21.99. You just plug it into a USB and it's got a timer on it, which is really helpful. So what we've been doing is actually getting Tommy milk drunk so that he's kind of sleepy but not fully asleep. And I just turn this on and leave it on for about 15 minutes, and he just lays in his bed and he goes to sleep by staring at these stars on the wall. There's loads of different colours you can choose from, and it spins around and it just goes on the ceiling. It's actually really nice to watch yourself as an adult. Yeah, I would definitely recommend this if you are struggling to get your baby to sleep on his own, and I think this will be really useful when he's in his own room as well, because I don't really like the thought of letting him cry himself to sleep. I really don't agree with that. So what I'll do is I'll have this on, hopefully, because it's working now when he's in his bed next to me, it should work when he is in his own room. Next thing I want to talk about are swaddles and sleeping bags. So we have spent so much money trying to find the right thing for Tommy. We had him in December, so in England it's pretty cold in December, so it's hard to know what to put him in to sleep in. We don't want him to be too hot, we don't want him to be too cold. First of all, we bought just a normal sleeping bag. It just goes over his arms and it just covers his legs. I'll put a picture on the side. We had, this was just a Silent Night sleeping bag. It was £14. Then we went on to a swaddle. This one I saw loads of adverts for, and loads of people were raving about it, but for some reason he just didn't get on with it. But this was the Love to Dream swaddle. It's like a sleeping bag and swaddle mixed in one. We found that Tommy really liked having his arms up while he slept, but also that meant that he would startle himself. Babies, when they're newborn, or sometimes up until they're about 3 or 4 months, they wake themselves up in their sleep. We bought that, £23.75. It's not a massive expense, in the hope that you're gonna get a good night's sleep and your baby's gonna sleep with it. But yeah, that just didn't work for us. So we have ended up going with just a normal swaddles. These are the Little Seeds one, and they're 0 to 3 months. You get a pack of 3 for £17.99. And I'll insert some videos of Tommy wearing them. For some reason, it really works with him. He does sometimes look a bit like he's in a straitjacket, and he does kick off every now and then when you put him in it straight away and he tries to wriggle out of it. But I think he really likes it because we've been using him for about 3 weeks now, and he's been sleeping 5-6 hours in a trot. It's been really, really good. And once he's past the 3-month stage, we'll probably invest in the ones that go from 3 to 6 months as well, because it just worked for us. Okay, the cot that we got from Amazon, obviously. This one is from Extreme Furniture, and it was £99.95. And the reason I went for this one, I was looking at the reviews, and there were lots of really, really good reviews. But the main reason I went for it is because it grows with him. So at the moment it's a cot, then it can turn into like a toddler bed, and then it can turn into like a child bed. So that in itself is saving you so much money from buying 3 separate cots. We haven't used it yet. Obviously, he's still too small for us to put him in his bedroom. I think we're probably going to try in the next couple of months to put him in his own room. So if I have any updates on the cot when he's in his room, then I will let you guys know. But yeah, this is the cot. I put a video in here to show you what it actually looks like in person. And it is actually quite big, so that's handy. So that cot would be for in his own room. So at the moment we're using a Chico Next to Me crib. On Amazon it's £159. This is the exact one that we got. But we managed to get one off of a Facebook Marketplace second hand, and we only paid £40 for it, which I think is an absolute bargain. We weren't sure if he would get on with it. That's the reason why we went for a second hand one. I've heard a lot of people saying that not a lot of babies enjoy the next to me sort of next to the bed thing. They just prefer to be in their Moses basket. With us, he hates his Moses basket, so that's why Moses basket isn't in this video. And he really likes the next to me crib. He likes to know that he's near us and can hear us, and just, you know, the warmth. It's hard to know what to spend your money on, really, because £159 is quite a lot of money for a cot that he's going to grow out of. So if you've got a friend or someone who's got one, maybe trial it for a week. If he likes it, then invest in it, or just try and get a second-hand one like we did. We just washed everything, and we got a new mattress, we got new sheets and everything, and we sprayed it with disinfectant and all this sort of stuff. So it's like it's brand new, and he seems to love it. Sleepyhead, right, so we have a bit of a funny story with our Sleepyhead. So I was borrowing one off of my cousin. Again, same thing as with the Next to Me crib. We weren't sure if he would get on with it, so we decided to borrow one, and then if he got on with it, then we would buy one ourselves, because they are £130 for the deluxe one, and that one will he'll be able to sleep in that for 0 to 8 months. So we were using it, and then I had my midwife appointment. I had someone come over and see us after I'd obviously delivered, and this midwife just completely poo-pooed the Sleepyhead, said that it's really bad, said that babies die from SIDS and all this, like proper scaring us, which isn't the nicest thing in the world when you've just had a baby pulled out of you. So I ended up giving the Sleepyhead back to my cousin, and then from then onwards, nightmare. He wouldn't sleep. He just wouldn't sleep. He was sleeping for like an hour and then waking up again and like being really, really upset. And when he was in the Sleepyhead, he would sleep for so long. So I did a bit of research, and I did look into Sleepyheads, and I was looking on their website, and they were saying that it's safe to co-sleep with a Sleepyhead. Even in your bed with you, you can have the Sleepyhead next to you. So we just took the plunge and bought the Sleepyhead, and we haven't looked back ever since. We've had it for 2 weeks now, and again, the Sleepyhead combined with the Swaddle, he sleeps for so long, and he's just a really happy baby. I think the Sleepyhead is really good because it just moulds around the baby, and it makes them feel like they're comforted. And a little trick that I've got, when I put him down to sleep, I'll put him in there, and then I'll just push on one of the sides, so it makes him feel like he's kind of still got my arm on him or something warm on him. Also, another tip, just throwing in some tips for you girls, hot water bottle. Pop a hot water bottle onto the bed, Sleepyhead, whatever you're using, 10 minutes before they're just about to go down, and then it will kind of stay warm, so it's not so much of a shock when they go from being cuddled on you and you're all warm and then being put down on a cold surface. That's just a little tip I thought I'd throw in there for you for free. Ewan the Dream Sheep. This guy, he was £29.99. This was actually gifted to us when we had our baby shower. It's quite handy because you can attach it to the cot or the bed, whatever you're using, and he plays loads of different noises, so let's give it a go. So you've got some music there. This sounds like it's a rain on a car. This is the womb noise, apparently. Oh no, this is the car noise. And there's also a button in here which can actually make him go kind of like red, and that's meant to mimic the colour of the inside of your womb, which is meant to soothe the baby. So at the moment we're using this noise. And it seems to be doing a good job. Baby monitor, right, this is going to be one of your most expensive buys. We went for the Hello Baby one. He's not in his cot at the moment, so I'll just show you what it looks like. So this is our Hello Baby monitor. And I don't know if you can see that, but it's just an empty cot. But he's in the next room and I can hear what's going on. I can always see if he's breathing, and you can see what the temperature is in the room. You can set an alarm. I can actually talk. I can press the button. Hello. That's my husband calling back. Yeah, you can also go on to the options and you can play different lullabies. There's 5, 6, 7, oh my god, there's 8 different lullabies you can use. I just think it's really good. And this one we got off of Amazon and it was £69.99 and it's the Hello Baby one, so I do recommend that one. I think they're all kind of the same, they all do the same thing, don't they? But as long as you've got one where you can see the temperature in the room and you can hear and you can see clearly, then that's all that really matters. Right, pregnancy pillow. So when I was pregnant, I did use one of them ginormous pregnancy pillows, and I ended up finding that towards the end of the pregnancy it wasn't helping me, so I just put like quite a hard cushion in between my knees, so that pregnancy pillow is gone now. But this pregnancy pillow I'm talking about is a 3-in-1, so it can be used when you're pregnant, it can be used when you're breastfeeding to go around your body and rest the baby on. But the reason we bought it is because it's kind of like a mini version of a Sleepyhead. Tommee gets on with a Sleepyhead, so we thought we'd get this, and we just sit him in it every now and then and he just dozes off. It's really good. This one is from Bambi and it was £29.99. Next is a temperature egg. So there's quite a few of these going around, but this one is from the Growth Company and it was 20 quid, it was £19.99. So this is what it looks like. I don't know if you can see what colour it is, but basically it's an indicator of how warm the room is, which is really important when you've got a newborn baby, especially in England in the winter. It's bloody cold. And the colours mean everything. So instead of having to look at the temperature, which it actually does say at the bottom, it does tell you what temperature it is, instead of having to look at what temperature it actually is, you can just go by the colour and say, okay, that's a good temperature for the room to be. So yeah, I'd really recommend getting one of these. It just saves time, saves you looking, oh god, what temperature is the recommended one? I can't remember. And the last thing on the sleeping sort of section are some LED lights. So this isn't for the purpose of the baby, this is for the purpose of me and George, my husband. So we've got one of these in the hallway and one of them downstairs, and it basically just saves us having to turn lights on and potentially wake up the baby. If we need a wee in the middle of the night, we can just quickly walk out the room, we can see where we're going, we're not going to bump into anything. These ones, it was a pack of 2, they're from Omaril and they're £13.99. Right, now we're on to playtime. So my little boy is only 10 weeks old, so he's not really at that stage where he can kind of enjoy playtime just yet. I may do an updated video once he's a little bit older to see if there are any more toys that we recommend. At the moment we've got this one, it's from Bliss Baby, and the good thing about this one is it grows with your baby. So I'll insert a couple of pictures. So at the moment we have it where it's closed off and it's small, and not that he can roll around just yet, but it kind of stops him being able to roll off. And then once he's at an age where he can kind of control what he's doing, you can open it up, and yeah, it's just, it grows with the baby. And this one was £39.99, which I think is actually quite expensive for a play mat, but looking on Amazon, they're all quite expensive. And I don't know about you ladies, but I have quite a nice theme downstairs. I have greys and blues, and this playmat just completely ruins it. But obviously colours are stimulating to the baby. We need to make sure that they're seeing all these different colours. It's got these toys that go across and they shake and they make noises, there's mirrors on them, and he really seems to enjoy it. So every now and then, if we're having dinner, which we very rarely get to do together, if we get him at a good stage of the day, then we can just quickly bung him under there. He'll keep himself entertained underneath, and yeah, we can eat our dinner quickly. Tummy time pillow, there's also lots of these going around. The one that we have is actually second hand. We were given it from, I think it was my cousin, but I found one which is quite similar. This is the Nappy tummy time pillow, and it's £14.99. It's really important to make sure you do have tummy time with your babies, especially it just strengthens their neck. Tommy does seem to have a very strong neck at the moment, but I genuinely think it's because he's just nosy. He just wants to look around all the time. But yeah, we just try and fit in a bit of tummy time every day. Even if it's just 5 minutes a day, it just strengthens his neck and strengthens his tummy and gets him ready to when he's going to start crawling. So that is that for playtime at the moment. I know I said it was only going to be a couple of bits, but literally it is 2 things. Nappy changing we'll go on to now. Changing mats. As I keep saying, Tommy was born in December, so in England in December it's bloody cold. These changing mats are freezing for the little guy. So I'm going to talk about 2 things in one. So the changing mats that we got a couple of these, from Babies With Love. They're £12.99. They're really handy. They don't move, they fit wherever you want to put them. We've got one downstairs on the table and one in our sort of changing area in our bedroom, and they do the job. They're nice and soft. They don't they stop him from hurting himself and stuff, and you can also wipe them down because they're plastic. But as I said, they're very chilly on his little naked butt, and it normally sends him off crying. So to avoid that, we got some of these puppy pads, and it sounds horrendous, but they're so handy, and I take one with me everywhere I go. These are the Nobleza puppy pads. You get 50 for £9.99, and all you do is you just open it up and just lay it out, and that is just going to protect whatever surface you've got underneath from any sort of poo explosions, wee going anywhere. And I've also thought that, I'm trying to think ahead, so when he's like 6 or 7 months old and he's, I don't know, maybe got a bit of nappy rash or something, and he just wants to enjoy being naked for a little while, I can just pop that on the floor, and I know that there's not going to be any mess going anywhere. Nappy bins. With nappy bins, the reason they're so popular is because they stop the room from smelling like poo. Baby poo is very pungent. We mainly use the nappy bin to put in dirty nappies, not wet nappies. So what you do is you just pop the nappy in and you twist there's like a little section, you twist it round, and it tightens the nappy bag, so it stops it from the smell from coming out of the bin. And then what we do is, with the nappies where he's only weed, we just put them in a normal bin because they don't really smell. And then that nappy bin will normally hold about 100 nappies, I think. I'm not too sure. But yeah, this nappy bin we were given second hand. Again, we had 2 given to us second hand, but you can get them on Amazon for £14.99, which is Tommee Tippee. We have this bad boy. We've got 2 of these. One again upstairs, one downstairs. You can get these in quite a lot of places. I think I actually got mine from eBay, but for the purpose of this video you can get them on Amazon. But the really good thing about these is there's so many different storage compartments. We've got a storage bit for his nappies, nappy bags, a little book if we want to read to him. There's loads of little compartments around here, and the main reason I got this is so that I can carry it around everywhere. And also, if there is a poo or wee explosion, which we have had, and then it goes darting across the room and splats onto this, you can just put it in the wash. Coconut oil, right. So one thing that I learned from a midwife, which I do agree with, is not using pseudo cream. So apparently, pseudo cream should only be used if your baby has a sore bum or sore areas. We were using it for the first few days when he was newborn, and we were noticing that it was kind of like pulling his skin off, but we didn't know if that was normal or not. We've not done this before, and I don't know about your baby, but when a newborn baby is here, he has a lot of skin, and it does start to kind of come off in the first couple of weeks of him being here. So when a midwife came over and I changed his nappy in front of her, she was like, well, you shouldn't be using pseudo cream, and I felt like the worst mum. She said to use coconut oil, so we've been using this. This is a really good brand. This is the Palmer's one, and it's just lovely. I've used it on myself sometimes. It's a really good consistency, it smells amazing, and it's nice on their skin. This one, I think it was about £5. It's quite a big tub as well, so we've got 3 of these, one for upstairs, one for downstairs, and one for in his changing bag. And then the last thing on this section is antibacterial hand sanitizer. So you can get this anywhere. What I would say is just buy it in bulk. We got the Moisture Advanced Protect Hand Gel, and I got this off of Amazon. I can't remember how much I paid for it, and it doesn't say it anymore, so that's annoying, but I think it was less than £10 and you get a pack of 6. But this is just so handy to have downstairs, upstairs, in your handbag, everywhere. Even if you don't have a baby, it's just handy to have these, especially with that coronavirus going around at the moment. So feeding, let's get on to this one. I did breastfeed for 2 weeks after having Tommee, then I expressed for 6 weeks after that, and then we just decided that the best thing for us as a family was to go onto formula. So we are now using HIP formula. We were using Cow and Gate, which gave him really bad gas. Then we went on to Aptamil, which we found was really hard for him to digest. He didn't poo very often. So then we moved on to HIP, which he seems to be getting on really well with, has regular movements, doesn't have wind anymore. So that is what we're on now, HIP formula. But whatever formula you're on, what I will say is it's really good if you bulk buy it. So we bought 4 boxes of the HIP formula for £38. It does work out to be exactly the same price as if you were to go into a supermarket to buy 4 boxes. But just for a mum, getting out the house sometimes isn't the easiest thing to do. And getting it delivered and knowing you've got 4 boxes, I won't need to get it again for another month or so, then that is just a bonus for us as parents. So with this formula, we use the Tommee Tippee Perfect Prep Machine. Again, this was a hand-me-down from my sister-in-law. A lot of the stuff is hand-me-downs, but I have found it all on Amazon. So this you can get for £79.99. This is the exact same one that we have. I'll insert a video of my husband using the machine to just show you how easy it is to use. It's literally, you press one button, it does a shot of boiling hot water. We're feeding him 4 ounces at the moment, so it does about 1 ounce of boiling hot water. Then you pop your formula in, shake it about a little bit, and then it fills the rest of the cup up with filtered cold water, and that is the perfect temperature for a baby to be drinking at. And that normally takes about 1.5 minutes at the moment, which is the best. We were using obviously breast milk, and what you'd have to do is put it in a pot with boiling hot water around it to warm it up, and that would sometimes take a couple of minutes, and when you've got a screaming baby who's hungry, it's a lot of, like, you know, hurry up. But I do find that when I've got him in my arm and I'm doing the machine, he's quite patient. I think he knows that by seeing and hearing the machine working, that his food is coming, so he just stops crying. One amazing thing I will 1000% recommend, especially for the night feeds, when you're walking downstairs to do formula and you've got one eye open, you're half asleep, are these milk powder dispensers. These are from Tommee Tippee. You get a pack of 6 for £5.19. And all it is it's literally just a container with your formula in. You just, instead of trying to remember how many scoops have I done, you know, and potentially overfeeding or underfeeding your baby, I just make sure that all 6 of these are full with the 4 ounces, the 4 scoops that we need. And then when we come down in the middle of the night, you press the button, you get this ready, chuck it in. It's just so much easier. So yeah, definitely recommend these for night feeds especially. Next is a bottle drying rack. So this is the NUK Drying Rack. It was £16.99 and it holds 6 bottles. So it explains itself. You just pop the bottles on there and they dry instead of them being left on the side and potentially staying wet inside. Let's go on to the next section, which is travel. So first thing I would definitely recommend is a travel mirror, just to pop in your car, so that one, you can see the reflection of your baby. So you look in your rearview mirror and you can see that your baby is, in my case, alive. I always get scared that he's stopped breathing. Also, once he gets a little bit older, he can probably see himself in the reflection and maybe like giggle at himself, which is quite cute. This one we got from Onco and it was £10.25. Another thing that I would definitely recommend are car window shades. These ones we got from Jelly Baba Baby. Pack of 2 for £12.99. All it does is it just stops the light coming into the back of the car. It does make it quite dark, which is really, really good, especially if your baby doesn't really like travel, which is quite rare. My baby just goes to sleep straight away. But I would find that sunlight would sometimes get in his eyes and he'd wake up. So I just got these in the hope that any journey that I do, he would be able to just sleep the whole way. Baby carrier. So Tommee absolutely loves this. This is the baby carrier from Infantile Flip Advance 4-in-1. So this carrier, it was £33.94 and it grows with the baby. So at the moment I'm using it as the smallest stage, so it's up close to me, and it's got like a part here where it holds his head up. The next part, you can fold the head bit down so that he can look around. You can also flip him around to the front. And then the next part is he's fully on his front, and basically it adjusts the way that his hips will be sitting, and it just means that he's more comfortable when he's facing outwards. And then the last way that you can wear it is on your back, so that he's literally like on a rucksack. Not all babies get on with that. My baby luckily does. One little tip I will say to you mums, if you are going to get one of these, I would suggest putting your outfit on before you put your coat on, and then putting the carrier with the baby in, strap him in, get him all ready, and then put your coat on top of that. I only say this because I go for a walk with him every day, and I do that, and that means that when I come home I can take my coat off and still wear him around the house if he's fast asleep. And that means that I can get so much done while he's sleeping and not potentially wake him up by having to take it off, take my coat off and everything. So yeah, pop your coat on after the carrier's been put on. Right, next is a decent baby bag. So a lot of these bags are going around. This one that we got was from HomeNed. It was £22.99. They all look exactly the same. They've just got a different bit on the front. So this one, they all have this bit at the front, which is where you will keep your bottles warm. It's got a section here. There's a section here where you can put wet wipes and just take them out like this. I haven't actually used that yet because I feel like my wet wipes are just going to leak. Another section here to put a bottle maybe, and wear it on your back. What I normally do on my pram is I attach it like this so that it's hanging down instead of on my shoulders. All of the inside is quite large. You've got compartments each side. There's a zip as well. And one of the best things about this is if you've got something right at the bottom of your bag that you need to get to, instead of going through and rummaging from the top, you can just go to the zip at the bottom and get his little red book out. One thing I will say about these bags is I wish they were easier to do up and close with one hand. But yeah, as I said, there's a lot of them going around. I don't think it matters what brand you go for. They all do exactly the same thing, but this just happens to be the one that we went for. And then the last thing on this section is this Philips Travel Milk Powder Dispenser. You're out for the whole day and you know that you need to give him a few feeds. This holds 3 different feeds for him basically, and you just pop it up. You just pop it open, pour it in, and it's just really handy. And this one was a company called Philips, and it was £5.49. Right, so that's the last of the travel bits. Now let's get on to bath and care, which is my last section. An electric nail file. Get it, girls. You need to get it. Not only for your baby, but do it for yourself. So this is the electric nail file that we've got. It's from Sealant. It was £11.99, and it's the easiest way that I've found to get his nails short. If you're a mum, you'll know that babies' nails grow ridiculously fast, and not only do they scratch you when they're hungry, or I don't know, they're just grabbing your hair, they scratch your face, but they scratch themselves, and it's so nasty to see. Like, the next thing is a baby bath. So we did have a normal baby bath. It was literally just rectangle. It didn't have any sort of support in it. We basically filled it up and had to hold him in it. But then I saw loads of people raving about this bad boy. So we got it, and we haven't looked back since. He loves this. He just sits with his little bum in here, and you just fill up your bath up to about, I would say, here. So it's a shallow bath, but we put a flannel on top of him to keep him warm. And then we use this little whale thing to lift up the water and put it on him, and then we wash him with that. So the bath is Angel Care's Soft Touch Bath, and it was £25.99, and it also comes in pink if you've got a little girl. and the rinser is £8. And then the last thing is this little guy. This is a little giraffe and it's a bath thermometer. So the best thing about this is if you're a mum, you're obviously rushing about, you just want to get in bathed. Instead of having to think, what temperature is it meant to be? I can't remember what temperature it's meant to be. It's actually got a section in here and it tells you there's a smiley face there. So you know what temperature the bath should be. So this was from Baby Ono and it was £3.80. So that is everything for today. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it helpful. If there is anything else that you think I'm missing and that I need to get for my baby, then please let me know. I love a good Amazon just shopping experience. But yeah, I hope you have a good day and thank you for watching.